welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Catherine. I'm so glad you're joining us today. This channel will cover an array of topics from mental to physical health and everything in between. I do product and program reviews here, and I also am on a weight loss journey to lose 60 pounds, and I decided to document that. So I've been doing that, and I'm halfway there. So you guys can click that subscribe button and be sure to go back and watch all of my prior progress and just follow along with me to see where I've been and where I'm going. So today I'm really excited to have my friend Kristin joining us. She's going to be answering all of our questions about Noom. What is Noom? How does it work? And is it worth it? Among other things. Kristin is a mother of 5 and she is an interior design and custom furniture business owner. And she's also a former nurse. So she's a pretty busy lady. I just want you guys to take a moment and thank her for being here today by just leaving your favorite emoji in the comment section below and letting her know you're grateful for her taking the time to share with us today. Just leave her a little smiley face or heart or something encouraging. Just say thank you, whatever you feel like you want to do. And I have some of the best viewers, so I know you guys are going to totally show up and encourage her today and thank her for being here. So thank you guys for doing that. When I first found out Kristin was using the Noom app for weight loss, I just started following along on her journey via social media and kind of seeing how it was going to work for her and encourage her along the way, of course, as well. And she has had some really great results. And so I thought that she'd be the perfect person to just share with us today her insight, her experience, and give you guys the 411 about how it works. I've had some of you reach out and ask me on other videos and Instagram, what is Noom? Have you used it? What do you think of it? So since I couldn't answer those questions for you because I've not tried Noom, I found someone who could. At the end of this video, if you guys are interested in checking out the Noom app free for 14 days, I put a link in the description for you, so be sure to grab that. Hey guys, I know everything looks a little bit different right now, but I forgot this morning when I was filming my intro for you guys that you just finished watching to actually share something really important with you. So I absolutely had to film it for you. So here it is. I really wanted to make sure that you guys had all the information that you possibly could have about Noom. Well, I was scouring the internet as I was looking and researching this for myself, and I found an amazing YouTube channel that I think you guys might be interested in. So we've decided to do a little collaboration video, and I want to make sure that you guys know who she is. Her name is Miss Elise Nicole, and she is a YouTuber who just talks about her journey with Noom, her actual personal experience, and she has lost 126 pounds using Noom. So she has a really incredible story and a ton of insight as she's used the app for a while now. And she also shares a lot of her journey and some things that have helped her along the way as well. It's great to learn from multiple people, and it's really fun to just see how everybody does their journey and kind of pull the things that you like the best to implement in your life as well. So you guys be sure to go check out her channel. I'm going to put that in the link in the description below. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I just wanted to say thank you so much, Kristin, for being here today and joining us and just sharing your experience with Noom and just a little review and how it worked for you so that somebody else can listen to your experience and maybe decide maybe could be a good thing for their weight loss journey, a good tool for them to use. So thanks so much for sharing your experience with my audience today. I really appreciate that.
Sure. I'm glad that I have the opportunity to do that. I've as much opportunity as I get to talk about Noom, I do, because it's honestly one of the best programs that I've been on, and I've tried several different ones. So,
wow. Okay. Well, hey, that leads me into my first question. What is Noom and
mhm.
why did you choose it over so many other ones out there?
Yeah, so Noom is basically an app that you download. It's similar to like what MyFitnessPal is, if some people have already done that one. And it's an app that you download, but it has a built-in algorithm in it. So you tell it how much you weigh, how much you want to weigh, and how fast you want to lose the weight. There's 3 different speeds that you can choose from based on what's best for your body type and medical needs and that kind of thing. Because everyone can lose weight regardless of your medical need. I mean, it even sometimes helps with lots of things, and I'll get into that too. But once you put that information in, it gives you a daily calorie intake based on how fast you're wanting to lose the amount of weight that you have to lose. It also gives you a timeline. It tells you when it thinks, if you follow the plan, when it thinks that you'll lose that amount of weight. And so every single day you log on to the app, and I'll pull mine up so I can show you. You log on to the app, and at the top of the screen, it tells you how many calories you have for that day. You put in the foods that you're about to eat. At first, it's a little tedious because if you're like me, I was not used to counting calories and all of that stuff. So I didn't know what to do, but they have, I think, over 40 26,000 foods in their database already saved. And that makes it super easy to count calories because you don't have to sit there and count everything. So this is what it kind of looks like. I don't know if you can
Oh,
see
yeah.
that.
Mhm.
At the top, it tells me how many calories I have left for the day. There's articles that you can read that kind of help with the psychological aspect of losing weight. And then there's the different options that you have there. You can actually add exercise too. So you have your amount of calories every single day. You put in the calories that you're eating and it deducts it from the top. And then it also keeps track of your steps because it's got a pedometer built into your phone. So it just monitors that. And then if you do additional exercise, you put that in and it actually gives you calories based on what you do.
So why did you choose Noom though over everything else? Why was that better than MyFitnessPal, for instance?
Yeah, so I chose Noom because of the different aspects of it. I like the built-in algorithm that kind of does the work for me so that I don't have to subtract calories versus exercise and figure out how much I've burned versus how much I've put in. I literally don't have to do any of that. I can just put it in and it changes all of that for me. And then I also liked it because it gives you the psychological aspect too. So every single day you have at least 3 small articles that you read and it gives you encouragement, but it also tells you why people gain weight and
Mm.
why people fall off of diets. It helps you through plateaus and helps you to understand what plateaus are. It explains what BMR is. As a nurse, I also feel like one of the biggest downfalls for losing weight is education.
Right.
And a lot of people just don't know what to eat, why to eat it, and what everything means.
Right.
And
That's
even if they lose weight, they don't know what they're doing. They just know that it's working.
right.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I feel
Wow.
like if you know what you're doing,
Mhm.
it'll stick. And that's kind of what Noom does is it explains all of that over, it's not all at one time. So it's over your days. You get 3 to 4 articles every single day that kind of explain to you what all of that is.
So how long do you feel like you're reading articles every day with 3 or 4? Are they short? Long?
Um, Yeah, it'll tell you exactly how much each article lasts, like 1 minute, 3 minutes. I think 3 minutes is probably the longest one.
Okay. Yeah, so
Yeah.
doable in
Uh,
a busy schedule. It's like somebody was crazy busy and they're like, I don't have time to read all this stuff.
yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, like me, I would, before I even stepped foot out of bed in the morning, I'd pull up my app and read my articles. And then sometimes if I just had to hit the ground running, I would lay in bed at night and read my articles. It's just
Okay.
whenever you can get to it.
Okay, that's great. We're going to talk a little bit more about the articles and the part of the program that really helps us with our mindset when it comes to dieting. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more because I feel like this would be the reason why I would choose Noom. Let me ask you if you could just share what you experienced doing Noom and kind of how it looked for you and how easy it was to actually transition into using that program based on your prior lifestyle. Just kind of your story and your experience with it personally.
Yeah. So I had gained 26 pounds. Just it started, last October into the COVID shutdown where everybody was just kind of sitting on their butts
Right.
and eating unhealthy food because that's really all you could get was like ramen. But anyway, so I had gained 26 pounds over that time frame. And it was harder on me because I have fibromyalgia. And so it hurt. My body hurt every single day. And it was even difficult to get motivated to do anything because I hurt. And so all I wanted to do was sit on the couch and I didn't even want pictures of myself because, when you've gained weight, you kind of avoid the picture because you don't want to have to look at it or have anybody else look at it either. And so I kind of got to a point where I was like, I have to do something. I'm hurting every day. It even hurts for me to walk up the stairs to put my daughter to bed. It hurts for me to get off the floor. I could definitely feel the additional 26 pounds everywhere and I didn't feel attractive anymore. And my clothes were fitting so tightly that I was fixing to have to go up a size. And it would have been the first time in a really long time that I had to buy clothes that were larger than what I was used to being. So I just made the stand and my husband encouraged me and I was like, you know what? I'm doing this. And I don't have anything to lose,
Right.
basically.
Well,
Except
except
the
for
weight.
26 pounds.
Yeah. And so, I said, I'm just going to do it and I'm going to try it out. And so many people like it. I mean, it was the top rated app in the App Store
Wow.
with over 50,000 reviews and it was almost a 5-star.
Wow.
So that really kind of encouraged me like, okay, well, if this many people are saying this many great things about it, then it's got to work. So I downloaded the app and got acquainted with it. And at first, I will say that it was difficult, just like any other diet, to start, because I was eating about 2,600 to 2,700 calories a day. And my initial startup is 1,200 calories a day. And so I was eating more than double what I needed to eat to lose weight. It was hard at first. I'd probably say the first 2 weeks, it was tough, just because trying to get into new habits, trying to break old ones, knowing the difference between hungry and satisfied, and then being able to actually set up a plan for me as far as what foods I could go to quickly, because I do have a lot of kids and
Mm.
I own a business. And so I can't prep fresh ingredients 100% of the time, So that was a little bit difficult, was just sliding into that. But once I got to that 2 week mark, it was so much easier. And within the first 2 weeks, I lost 6 pounds.
Wow, that's great.
Probably 2 days after I started, I was losing a pound a day.
Oh, wow. Because it was
And
right.
yeah, simply because of calorie cutting.
Okay.
My body was used to surviving off of 2,700 calories a day, and I was doing about 1,300. Sugar is a huge part of my diet, and I had to cut back on that also. But one of the things that I like about Noom a lot is that you don't have to cut out chocolate cake or cookies. There's a brand of popsicles that I eat literally probably 3 times a day.
What are those? Tell us.
It's called Yasso, and they have, sea salt caramel,
Oh,
cookies and cream, chocolate chip cookie dough.
yeah. So where do you get those?
At Publix or Kroger, either one. But the Yasso is actually made with fat-free Greek yogurt, so that's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're really good. My kids ask me to eat them all the time.
Yeah.
So
That's
if kids like them, then
yeah, then I need to try them too.
yeah.
So what was the results of your Noom journey? Like, kind of take us through, like you said, it was a busy, crazy busy lifestyle. So how did you still eat healthy
Mhm.
and lose whatever amount of weight you have lost, which I'd love for you to share with everybody, kind of where you've come from. And I have some before and after pictures for you guys. You're going to love those. I'm going to share those with you here in just a minute. But, how did you do that with 5 kids and not being able to eat fresh ingredients every day and still
Yeah.
lose
Yeah. So what I did is I would actually, as I was doing my shopping, I would go through and I would actually type into my app, as if I were eating it, whatever the thing was that I was interested in buying, right? And it would tell me if it was a green food, a yellow food, or a red food. It would tell me the calorie content. And so I would buy my groceries based on what I bounced against in Noom. And so then I just started getting regular things that I eat. I'm not the type of person that has to eat something new every single day.
me
So
either?
that worked good for me, because I knew that I could get my little cups of oatmeal and my little thing of fat-free yogurt with sliced fruit in it. And I could eat that for breakfast, 3 days out of the week or 4 days out of the week. And
Mhm.
then alternate that with like eggs. And I would just get my foods down that I knew I would enjoy, that were within the program guidelines. And so that's kind of how I started doing it. And then I was able to get creative by making pizzas out of these little non-flatbreads.
Okay. Oh, I know
They're
what those are. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stonefire makes
Yeah.
them. And so, I made breakfast pizzas with ham, spinach, tomato, and a cracked egg in the middle, and baked it.
Oh, I
I made,
remember seeing one of those. Yeah, you posted
yeah.
it on Facebook once. I was like, gosh, I need to eat that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So
off topic.
those are like 300 calories a piece. You just put your ingredients into Noom, and it'll tell you, okay, yes, you can add this one, this one, this one. Okay, you want your meals to be roughly 300 to 400 calories, and you want your snacks to be roughly 100, and you're eating 6 times a day.
Kind of magic, isn't it? To eat frequently, to keep yourself from starving, to feel
Yeah.
like you're going to overeat at any given time. I feel like that's definitely been key for me, and probably the hardest thing in my weight loss journey to attain is
Yeah.
reminding myself and making sure that I'm taking care of myself to eat every 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
When all of a sudden, I just ate lunch and it's 5 o'clock already. And I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, how did that happen? So yeah, that's
Yeah.
key. I think I'm glad you said that, because I didn't realize that they taught that
Mhm.
principle as well. And that's just kind of some foundational principles, I think, you guys, of weight loss. There's these basic things like Kristin is sharing with us right now that we all know to do. Like, we need to drink water. We need to, spend more calories than we consume, and
Right.
we need to eat more frequent, smaller, maybe meals,
Yeah.
and just get up and move. And I do want to address, somebody asked me, hey, does Noom work? Well, the question should be, will Noom work for you? Because Noom does work. Noom will work. Everything works, right? The only issue we have is us. Like, we're the deciding factor about whether or not it's going to work. And
Mhm.
if you don't work it, it won't work. Everything works if you work it. So it's just a matter of what are you willing to do, and are you really willing to commit
Yeah.
to a program and make it work for you and figure it out. That's really the question. So yes, I've never tried Noom. Even just seeing Kristin's results here, yes, it works, but it's really a matter of will it work for you, I think, more than anything. So you kind of probably need to ask yourself that question after you've heard all this information today and just said, hey, this is definitely going to be for me, or nah, I don't think I'm willing to put in this amount of work or whatever it is, because it's work. You didn't get this way overnight, and we're not going to, just magically get skinny. It's just, it's not going to happen. We have to work for it. And it's just the way it is. So let me ask you how much weight you actually did lose and how long it took you to do it using Noom.
Yeah. So I have lost 22 pounds so far. Um,
Wonderful. Good job. That's
yeah,
great.
thank you. I have 4 left to get back to where I was before. And I would probably say that's the hardest amount to lose at the end,
Mhm.
because you kind of give yourself a little more excuses, because you're like, well, I'm already kind of there anyway. So, but yes, I've lost 22 pounds, and it took me 3.5 months,
That's great. That's
yeah,
great.
to lose it. And I mean, I was serious about it. I didn't have days where I would allow myself to fall off the bandwagon. I had cheat meals every once in a while. If I wanted barbecue, I'd go get a barbecue. I would log it, and if I went over that day, then tomorrow's another day. And so I get another chance at it.
Yeah, that's really good. That leads me into a question I had somebody ask me about tracking food. You said I just log it. When you are doing Noom, is it mandatory that you track your food? And how does that kind of work? Like, how does tracking food help you stay on course even when you go have barbecue?
Yeah, so tracking food is definitely the biggest point of actually winning and you're losing weight with Noom, because it's literally how it calculates its algorithm. So if you're not putting your calories in, then it doesn't know how many calories you're consuming versus how much weight you're trying to lose. As long as you're logging everything, I mean, even if you mess up, because you can't have the mentality, if I don't put it in there, it didn't happen. And so so as long as you're logging it, trust me, I've done that.
Yes.
Um, and I was heavier the next day. So,
Yeah,
um,
exactly.
but yeah, so as long as you're logging it, then you will be successful at it, because it's a tool that keeps you accountable. If you're putting your food in and you at the end of the day you're like, oh, okay, ooh, I had 1,500 calories today. Well, I'm glad I logged everything, because now I know that tomorrow I need to cut out this, this, and this.
Right, because it takes what, 3,500 calories to gain a pound, right? That's a pound. So if you're eating that in excess, you're going to gain or, lose that
Yes.
amount a week. So that's kind of I guess it's simple math for people who are good at simple math. I would have to have just apps for that.
Yeah.
Like Noom. So
Yeah.
I don't do simple math. I just know that fact. That's really, I think I love what you said about that. It keeps you accountable. That's accountability, because that's so key, but it's also so difficult to get in the habit. And I've had several clients I've worked with over just being an accountability coach over the last 6 months tell me, I don't want to log my food. I don't want to track my food. Well, I don't want to either. I don't want to either, but I
Yeah.
sure do see a difference in my success. Like you said, it's the win when I'm
Mhm.
doing it and when I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And it really does make a difference. So you can find accountability in so many different things, but unless you have somebody tapping you on the shoulder saying, "Hey, what'd you eat today?" Which you probably don't want. You don't want your husband being like, "Did you eat cake?"
Yeah.
You're gonna probably stalk them, right? But like, shut up, I can eat what I want. It's not gonna work. But if you're logging it somewhere where it's just between you and your paper, or you have an accountability coach you can go to with that once a week, and they're gonna be asking you for a copy
Yeah.
of it, you'll
Yeah.
be more likely to write things down. Because I have definitely been in the position of tracking food really well and not wanting to track that I had a frappuccino.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, I know I should have been eating that. It just kind of, I don't know, makes me feel like I did something wrong. And
Yeah.
that's that mentality thing. So we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Let me ask you, while we're talking about tracking and food and all that kind of stuff, let's talk about the color coding system with Noom. What does that mean? And how do you know how many calories you really need? Because obviously it is the answer to question somebody had, do you have to count calories?
Mhm.
Yes, you do, obviously. So how does that work?
Yeah, so there is the red, yellow, and green color coding system with Noom. And so you don't just get 1,200 calories, because the types of calories that you eat are also important to winning in a diet. You can eat 1,200 calories of chocolate cake, but you're still probably going to gain weight, because it's all sugar, fat, and carbs.
Ew.
And so the types of food that you're eating are super important. Every single day you get as many green calories as you want to. All 1,200 or 1,500 of your calories can be green. They don't have a lot of calories in them, but they have a lot of volume. So you could eat, a large salad with grilled chicken in it and light dressing and eat a lot more of that versus a cookie that you can just eat one and both may be the same calories.
Okay.
So the green foods help you to feel full longer and you can eat lots of them. Yellow foods are going to be your proteins. So your chicken and your pork, things like that, whole grains, your whole wheat breads and whole wheat pastas. Those are all in the yellow category. And then your red category is your sugar and your red meat. That may surprise some people, but red meat is actually most of the time higher in fat, and it's not actually really good for people with autoimmune disorders. It's actually inflammatory.
Yeah. So, hey, that's really important to know. You guys catch that because we want to be healthy with all this stuff going around right now,
Yeah, for sure.
healthy as
Um,
possible.
since I've started this diet, I don't really crave stuff like that, and it actually makes me sick when I do eat heavy chocolatey things.
Okay. When you start Noom, do they give you a specific plan to follow? And do they tell you, hey, for breakfast, you can eat, like you said, yogurt and fruit?
It does not come with meals, like Nutrisystem I've done in the past, where all of it comes with the meals. It just is what you want to get at the grocery store. So it kind of just liberates you as far as that goes because you're able to eat what you kind of want to eat.
Good to know that there's no specific plan. Like they're not going to tell you exactly what to eat, which a lot of times people really want. They really want to know, hey, this is what you have to have for breakfast, and they don't want to be liberated. But that's not
Yeah.
really lending to learning how to eat for yourself in the long run. So
Right. Well, if it does the work for you, then it doesn't really teach you to do
right.
anything. And so it does the work for you in the sense of the color coding system because you
Mhm.
start to learn what foods fall into that. And so it does kind of direct you, but it doesn't specifically say. Now, there is a recipe portion to the app. There's the different sections of food. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, desserts. And
Mhm.
then you can just scroll through and just find the recipes that you want. They also give you a nutritionist guide you can upgrade your plan to, and a fitness plan too, that gives you a daily guide for those people that do want, a little bit more structure. It does tell you, okay, here's your plan for the whole entire week. If you eat this, this, and then do these exercises, then you'll meet these guidelines.
Yeah, that's helpful. So how does it look then for you if you have a day where you're not going to be at home and you're not just going to be able to cook for yourself? You maybe you're running around for the day, or you have a job in an office somewhere or something like that, or you're in your car half the day. How does Noom help people with that type of lifestyle who are eating out or eating on the go or busy?
My husband and I just went on a vacation to Pigeon Forge. We were gone for 4 days. And so it was a little challenging to try to stay within my limits when I wasn't home and I couldn't make my own things.
Right.
But again, with the calorie tracking and there being several thousands of foods already in their database, you can literally, I mean, like I think one night I went to Taco Bell and got the power menu bowl, and it's like 400 calories and that's in there. It's kind of a fail safe with the calorie counting thing, and it goes back to how important that is because if you go to a well-known restaurant, more than likely that food from that restaurant is going to be in the app. You know that you can get the grilled nuggets. I mean, just common sense tells you that that's the healthier option, but
Right.
it's also in the app.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's good to know because I saw a study somewhere done about like McDonald's, particularly not Chick-fil-A. So I don't know this to be true for them. But the study was showing how if you go through the drive-through at McDonald's and order the grilled chicken salad, it's worse off ordering that than a Big Mac, because of all of the additives or whatever that's in the
yeah.
chicken. And I just remember thinking, well, what the heck? I'm eating a Big Mac then. It's interesting to hear. But you're right. Common sense should rule, I guess, but it doesn't always.
Yeah, and to note on that too, that's another thing that Noom kind of opened up my eyes about was with the calorie counting. I was able to go on like Applebee's, let's just say. Their salads have more calories than their burgers. And it's because of the portion size and it's also because of the dressing. And so you don't really have a lot of control of it. I mean, like 1,300 calories for a salad and the burger was like 800. So yeah, that's the other thing that helps with putting your food in because it'll let you know, oh, okay, wow, that place has lots of calories in their stuff, but this place over here doesn't.
If you want to actually use the Noom app, how much does it cost and do you get locked into a contract in any way?
I actually got a referral code from a friend of mine, which I have too if anybody wants to join it. But it gives you $25 off of the registration fee, which makes it free. And then it gives you $20 off of the sign up, which is the whole entire price. It was $110 for me for the entire 4 months. So not $110 per month.
Right.
For 4 months, it was $110 straight across the board.
Okay. Did that
Um,
include your coach too? Did you get a coach in a group?
yes. So you get a coach that keeps you accountable every single day. If you stop logging foods or stop reading the articles, then she's going to check in with you and try to, make sure that everything's okay.
That's really helpful. Go ahead, because I know we're kind of running out of time and I really want to make sure we hit this part. I want to give you some time to talk about what I feel like is the most important part of this whole app is the mindset portion. So how do you feel like that portion helped you like to sustain your weight loss?
So it's definitely helped because it let me know the psychological process of how people lose weight and how people gain weight, and an education process. So it let me know about, different calorie contents and why I'm eating certain things the way that I am, what a BMR is, which is how many calories your body needs to survive if you do absolutely nothing, which that's different for everyone. And so you can't just go across the board and say 1200 calories is great for everyone to lose weight, because it's not, so it just gives you a lot of education on what's going to work. And that's why Noom works for different people and different body types, because everybody's, walk looks different. So I think that's what made it the most successful for me. And it's the thing that I liked about it the most. And once I got into it, it was just effortless for me to be able to do.
By reading those articles, did you find that you were surprised to know like, oh gosh, I do that. I didn't realize this is why.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They talk about the trainer and the elephant, and how all of us have a trainer inside of us and all of us have an elephant. And the elephant tends to get away
Yeah.
and kind of wreak havoc, in the town, and, just eat a bunch of, cookies or pies or whatever it is. And then the trainer's the one that's trying to get everything back on track. And so it makes you be aware of the different things and the different struggles that happen within you. And it kind of lets you know it's okay. They even give you a graph and they show you, look, this is a typical weight loss graph. It's not everybody's is going to look like this. It's going to look like this. I gained weight several times in my weight loss journey and still lost 22 pounds.
That's awesome. That's great. And in 3 months, that's a short amount of time, but it's also a healthy time frame to lose 22 pounds. So I think that's good. It's not like you lost in a week and you're going to
Yeah.
back, in 3 days, which I
Right.
tend to do. Let me ask you one last question. Overall, would you say that Noom was worth that $110 you said it was?
110. Yeah. For 4 months. My journey actually ends at the end of this month. And you're not locked into a contract. I know you asked me that a second ago. I had a friend of mine that actually got pregnant in the middle of her journey, and she wrote to them and they gave her 100% refund. But yeah, definitely worth the $110. It would be worth more to me.
This is really great information. I think you've answered practically every question that we had from our viewers. And so I just want to thank you so much for just taking the time to be here again and help us gain a better understanding of Noom.
Sure.
But want to just give Kristin a moment to talk about her interior design business and kind of where you can find her online. Would you go ahead and do that for us for just a minute?
Yeah, sure. So business was started about 2 years ago. Just recently, we added the home decor portion of it. And that's where I offer lots of different styles of home decor, and been doing it through a group. I do online live sales. And then I also do weekly postings of items that are available for pre-sale. But we are actually going to open our store in spring of next year. So
I'm going to give you guys a link. I'm going to put it in the description below to find Kristin online. That way you guys can go help her unclutter her house and buy some of those really beautiful home decor pieces that she has, because she has 5 kids and 2 dogs and a husband, and she really could probably use a space. So I'm going to put a link to that in the description below. So you guys be sure to check that out and just, say hi to her and thanks for being here and all those type of things. And sure, again, that you leave in the comment section below just a little emoji of your favorite kind, just saying thank you to Kristin for being here. And I do thank you for taking your time for being here today and sharing with us all that you know. And congratulations on your weight loss journey. That's really, really great. You've done a great job. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here, and hopefully I was able to help some folks out.
If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. Don't forget about the link in the description below to your free 14-day trial to Noom, along with some other healthy favorites that I've put down in there for you guys. As always, if you have any other questions or you have topics you would like for me to cover, you can always put those in the comment section below. Thank you guys again for watching and being here with me today. I hope you have a great week. Bye.